Hello, I'm Evocable Object 4, and today I'll be playing the game Slay the Princess. Specifically, I'm gonna be beating the game, which means I'm gonna try to defeat every version of the princess that I can. Let me turn down the music volume a little bit more. That's probably a good volume. Yeah. Okay. So, just a disclaimer. I have played this game several times. I've watched several Let's Plays and all that stuff, so if you're looking for a spoiler-free playthrough, I recommend a different YouTuber instead. What I'm gonna be doing is a very specific path, and that also means instead of doing every dialogue choice, I'm probably gonna hop around or go the most straightforward path. So if you want me to explore more of the game's dialogue, please let me know in the comments. Let's get started. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright. I can at least go through these. That won't exactly break the run.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Sure, but I don't know if you're gonna like the way I go about it.
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
You got any evidence?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Let's see. Fortunately, someone else can't do this unless, they're like a god or something. That's a good point. Technically, the end of the world means,
Of course I haven't.
Yeah.
Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
I mean, you're making some assumptions there. Let's see. Do I get a reward?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Okay, I'll go ahead and get going. If you guys want me to hit up other ones, let me know. Let's go.
Good. As long as you remain focused on your goal, it should all be smooth sailing.
Yes, this first one should be pretty smooth sailing.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Man, even that's a little dangerous to say. Just saying, oh yeah, the princess will do anything to get out.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
I am kind of curious where that thought comes from. It's interesting that the Voice of the hero's always here.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Let's go into that cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
So, for this first one, we're taking the blade. We're gonna need that blade. This first one's gonna be pretty straightforward.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Yeah, interestingly enough, our character isn't very effective against the princess without this implement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Unfortunately, she isn't.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Yo, I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Sure.
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
We don't need surprise.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Yep, that's the goal. So,
You
steal
step
our
forward,
nerves.
your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
I'm fine with that.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Slay the princess. Just go for it.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Easy as that.
Oh. This is it, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Yep.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
As long as we believe it. Of course it is. She's dead. Let's leave.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you.
Cool.
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Sounds like a plan.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened?
Okay, so again, spoilers. Technically, he left us within ourselves.
Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Now, you assume that. Yeah, in theory, like, technically this empty space is a part of us, and considering our nature is kind of like stillness and kind of emptiness and stagnant and kind of stuff like that, you would think this would be really nice. But the fact that there even is, like, even a being like this would go like, nothing happening at all, that kind of sucks.
What's done is done, and there's no going back now. I'm sorry you don't like your reward, but maybe you'll learn to appreciate it in time.
Sure. Oh. Skip button isn't there. Must have not done that before.
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Yeah, you can't describe me into happiness.
Psst. Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Yeah, we got a job to do. We still gotta beat the princess. Yeah.
I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this.
Sounds good.
I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end.
I mean, is it really?
Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
I mean, you can't really stop me, so... Yeah, let's get out.
Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate?
Well, nothing is happening, and nothing's kind of boring.
Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it.
Sounds like a plan.
You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die.
Yep, quick and easy.
The end. Nice knowing you.
So let's see, the specter... Oh.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
This is a good time to save. Yes. As you can see, I have done several saves. I have filled all of this and more. Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. Let's see. No traits. Hasn't this happened? Let's just head to the cabin. Well, you know what?
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago.
Okay, but you act like that's a normal thing to tell someone.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Alright.
That's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again.
Yeah, we got this.
Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place.
Let's go.
A warning before you go any further.
Golly. That background set the sound volume. Yeah. Turn that down. That drones was getting kind of loud.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Sure thing.
She won't be a problem.
Nuh-uh. Let's go.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
Now we get to kill her again. I'll approach the mirror on the wall. Mainly because I'm not sure if I checked out the mirror in every iteration of the princess. I still feel like the mirror is basically the narrator's almost looking from the other side and doesn't see it because, he just can't see it from his vantage point or something like that.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
I think it's still a mirror even if it has the grime. It's just not a good mirror.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
About as ridiculous as I normally look.
But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying over it. Clearly it's not even important enough to be acknowledged.
Cool. Alright, we're gonna save one more time because this is one that I'm a little less sure about, but let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below is silent. Nobody's here, naturally.
Or so we think.
As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure.
You know, I'm kinda curious what would have happened if the narrator just went along with our idea. Would there legitimately be, like, no princess down there? There's just no one down there? Or all there is, like...
I guess we'll just have to go down and see.
Well, you'll see it in a second.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain.
Yeah, we did it, and we're gonna do it again.
Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
What's going on here is you told us the princess is clearly still here, but we definitely know she's dead. So I guess logically, she's gotta be a ghost in order to do both, I guess. Or maybe that's one way to think of it.
Ghost! Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
You're gonna have some issues with this meeting, too.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
No, thank you. We have a different way. We have a more definitive way.
I see you brought that annoying knife again.
It's my comfort knife.
So, are you waiting for a chance to use it? Or are you here for something else?
Wait and find out. Do you know why you came
How
back?
should I know? Why does anyone come back? Maybe I have unfinished business with you. Or maybe you have unfinished business with me. All I know is there's a hole in my chest. Not the big obvious one that you put there. There's something older and deeper. A nagging reminder that I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
And where are you supposed to be?
Home.
And just where is home, I wonder?
I don't know where home is. I just know it isn't here. But I can feel it calling to me from someplace far away.
Okay.
Wherever I'm supposed to be, it's out there.
How specific. And how convenient for her. You see what she's doing, right? She's suggesting that the only way you can rid yourself of her would be to let her out, which, in case you haven't been listening, will spell the end of the entire world.
What do you want from me if I knew it? Okay, team, I'm out of it. Let's see. What do you want from me?
A way back to where I belong. This place won't let me leave. At least not alone.
Yeah, and that is very interesting. That the cabin itself generally also doesn't want the princess to leave. It's very interesting.
I've tried. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here.
It would be interesting to have a story where, like, we actually got to see the princess's perspective before we even, like, get into the cabins.
Maybe we should just leave. If she can't get out on her own, then why do we have to do anything? We could probably walk out right now and everything would be fine. Hasn't got out and can't get out are two very different things. It'd be dull anyway. It's more interesting if we make a choice.
But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you owe me.
Absolutely not.
Sure. But it's not gonna be the kind of ride you like.
Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly.
Oddly enough, she's pretty nice, but
You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
actually, this is the exact path we want. Let's see. This would be terrible. Yeah,
Sure, why not?
sounds good. You're gonna regret it.
That doesn't sound very reassuring. It could be the best way to trap her for good. Doesn't seem like it would be very easy to end the world from inside someone else's body.
Gold's got a point.
That is a very dangerous train of thought.
Sounds great. Let's save. Because, just to give you some thoughts on this, the thing that we don't want is her becoming the Wraith. Because we can't beat the Wraith. So let's let her
The
possess
princess
us.
swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
Don't worry, I got a plan.
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
No, this is exactly what we got. Just trust the process, hero.
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
Yep.
So, it doesn't work like that for you? Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor, are they also supposed to be you?
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass, I'm...
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm a voice? I'm me, is what I am. Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
Fair enough.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too. I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
Yeah, they don't. But, yeah, it's fine.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
See, it's this attitude that makes your plans go so badly, narrator. If you had just a little bit of a nicer attitude, this would be a little easier.
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
She's just stating facts, my man.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen. Obviously she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
The storyteller just wants to tell his story, but everyone questions how he's telling it.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
I don't know, I still have the blade in my hand. I still have options.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
Okay. So, we're gonna slay the princess. Unfortunately, this is the only win that, doesn't feel like a absolute victory. Let's go.
Isn't that an interesting idea?
Let's go.
I hadn't even considered it as an option. Slaying her would slay you. Are you sure you're willing to do that?
I clicked the option.
Of course we're sure. The decision has already been made.
Let's go.
All right then. Better this than ferrying her out of here.
What do you think you're doing?
Hear that? She's scared. No point wasting more time. Do it. You lift the blade, then plunge it deep into your guts. Pain spreads quickly through your torso as you attempt to turn its edge up towards your heart.
No!
The princess, her spirit bound to your prison of flesh as she had once been bound to the basement's prison of stone, cries out in agony as you slice through organ and muscle. Your skin roils and bucks as she violently pushes against it from the inside. Bits of her seep through, white and glowing with ethereal light, but still the walls of your prison hold.
Yeah, that's actually funny because I guess technically my body is our prison overall.
Is this really what you wanted? Do you hate me so much that you would kill yourself just to deny me freedom?
Unfortunately, that's what we're rolling with this time. It'll be a little better in the other runs.
Yes, he would. Because he knows what's at stake, and he knows what will happen if you leave this place. I'm not so sure about all of that. Don't be modest. You're a hero.
Do you think I'm just going to stick around while you die? Hell no, I'm leaving.
No.
You can try if you want, but I think this is an end for all of us.
Let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out!
Sorry. No.
The princess's form continues struggling to pull itself out of you, but the effort is in vain. You collapse to your knees. Your vision blurs, then starts to fade.
Ah, that's such a cool visual. It's so cool. Like the princess's face is just slightly coming out of our body.
And then what happens? I think he's gone. Just like everything else. Are we dead?
Or we seem fine.
I don't know. I don't think so. This is different than it was last time.
As the voices in your head debate amongst themselves, the form of the princess crawls from your body and into the vast nothing surrounding you.
Do you think we're done?
Yes, I do believe we're done here. I don't think there's much you can do about it.
Do you?
Bye-bye. You do not get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away and left something else in her stead.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Don't worry about it. I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. Don't bother looking for her. I'm sure it's just a waste of time.
It's so interesting. I feel like the voice of the cold is like the closest to like understanding what we actually are. The narrator is gone.
He is. Does that mean the world ended?
I mean, we're still here.
He was never going to outlast us.
I'm gonna approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this. It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final. Ignore him. You have to look.
See, the cold always understands what we gotta do to move forward. It's just one of those interesting things. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
That's weird. I'm pretty sure you already said that, but okay.
Ignore him. You have to look.
Okay. Oh yeah, I also did Spectre first because I don't think I've had her as the first princess before. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Looks very feathery. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Oh my gosh, that's actually cool. I never noticed that. You can actually tell like where the forest actually is. You can see the outline of the trees. I never noticed that. Okay, that's cool. Golly. The fun thing about this game is there's always something new to notice. Golly. Torture.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Huh. I'm curious. Is the Spectre's Et's red because of what we did? Huh. I don't remember it looking like that. The gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is vaporous. She is a dream for a life she could never have, but that longing has given her so much capacity for kindness. She will make for an understanding heart. Do not mourn her. She will finally be able to hold what she never knew.
Yes, let's attack. Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
I don't know if we can actually harm each other later, unless you aim for certain endings.
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
We'll see if we do that or not. Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her. You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Sometimes. Sometimes you want to know where something came from.
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
A bird person.
A person. A set of eyes witnessing from one perspective. I think that you are more like me than you are like a person.
I don't know. I feel like a person.
We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
Well, we kinda need to in order to get to other stuff, so yeah.
Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Sounds like a plan. Are you scared I might find a way to
I
kill you?
have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
I mean, you say that now. Let's see, how many more pieces? So, basically, all the princesses of the game, but, obviously you don't need to find all of them.
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Yeah, But, are things like, gotta stay the same when you wake up?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Oh yeah. Something I also gotta talk about. It's so cool how each princess is like held by the hands. Like it makes every single princess unique. I'll gush about it later when we get towards the ending. Okay, make me forget. Let's go.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You
You
won't.
won't. Everything goes dark and you die. Okay. We're making good timing. The hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. Thanks for telling me what to do.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Sounds like a plan.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Let's go. Into the cabin once more.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
And we are taking that blade
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Let's go, let's go. Round 2.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Too bad she isn't.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Sounds like a plan.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Yes, she is.
Focus on the task at hand.
Depending on how you feel about the world.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Perchance. Let's see. I'll steal my nerds. Yeah, I'm heading towards the Razor. For all of you guys who are wondering, I'm just choosing which way I want to take to the Razor.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
So let's lock ourselves into the Razor route. This is part of the reason why I'm not asking every single question. Some questions lock you into routes. In this case, I want to be locked in.
I'm positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
Oh, we're not going to be civilized for long. Let's go.
You charge the princess, blade in hand, but unfortunately your earlier suspicions proved correct. A blade of her own slips down her sleeve and catches you in the neck. Blood sprays from the cut, your severed carotid artery painting the princess with strokes of red. You'd better finish your task quickly before you run out of time.
Oh yeah, a warning. This path is going to be pretty gory. I'm gonna save. I'm pretty sure we're locked into the Razor, but, you know, better safe than sorry. Finish the job.
With the last bit of your will, you press forward, sinking the blade deep into the princess's heart.
We good?
The two of you collapse on the floor together, rapidly bleeding out.
I swear, if I end up at the adversary, I'll probably be fine. That's also a princess we need to see, so let's see.
Somehow, I thought this would turn out a little differently. But I wonder, do you really think that this was enough to stop me?
I mean, no.
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay, awesome. Okay, awesome.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright. But I already slew her. I already did the thing.
I can assure you that you didn't slay her, and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
That's unfortunate for you.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
But she did so great.
Stabbed to death?
Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. When we asked you if you were sure she didn't have a weapon on her, you said you were positive she didn't. But it turns out she did, because when we charged her, she started stabbing us to death.
I mean, I feel like she stabbed us like once, but it was to death.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
Could you have made me a little better? Okay, let's go to the cabin. Proceed.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
He couldn't be more on the money, but we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful.
Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Okay, so this is the first princess where we don't, I mean, we're gonna die a few times, but ultimately we're gonna come out on top. Not like last time where we kind of had to sacrifice ourselves to win.
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Let's go! Also, this looks like a health hazard.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Let's go look at that mirror again. Right.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Wipe it clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
You probably got a splinter in the process.
But there was a mirror a second ago.
Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us. I hate this place.
Okay, so for this one, I don't need the blade. I am fine with just myself. I don't need anything else.
Are we really doing this without a weapon? You know she has one, right?
Yeah, it isn't gonna save her.
Once again, I'd like to remind you that she's unarmed. But you're right, this would be a lot easier if you had the blade. I hope you know what you're doing. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall.
That sounds like such a fun visual. Just imagine this place has a warden, and the warden just tears out all the stairs and jams them back in.
The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour.
That's right, scraping. I told you she has something, I told you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
Sure thing.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
Well, in a lot of cases, she kinda is better than us, or at least more equipped. But, that isn't the kind of run we're doing here.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
Boy.
I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down. Exactly. She sounds threatening because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
Do you remember what happened last time?
Last time? If somebody came into my house and tried to kill me and I cut his neck open and then he stabbed me in the heart and we both died looking in each other's eyes, well, surely I would remember that.
Oh, golly. The razor's the best.
But I don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
Nope, didn't happen.
Last time? What are you talking about?
She isn't talking about anything. Didn't you hear her?
Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth.
I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that looped back to the start. Someone else has to remember.
Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
That's exactly what happened. So you do remember it.
Would I just lie? Would I just lie to your face and tell you a thing I remembered happening didn't happen just so I could stab you again?
I mean, yes.
I mean, just so I could stab you for the first time.
Aha! She slipped up there. She said again, and her taking it back doesn't count. Do you hear how deranged you sound right now? Please stop dawdling. This is only going to end with violence. Postponing the inevitable is only going to make it worse for you when it actually happens.
I mean, not necessarily.
But if we killed each other, then why are we here, right now? Both of us normal and unstabbed.
Yeah, I would say being unstabbed is the normal state of being. Let's see, is there any other ones? And, the key, unlock the trophy. Let's do this.
That doesn't sound like me.
I mean, your voice isn't the same, so I guess.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
She certainly feels threatening.
Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it.
I don't know. Some of the princesses, I feel like they could stab you even without a knife.
But you know who has the capacity to quickly arm himself? You do. So stop second-guessing yourself, go upstairs, take the blade, and do your job.
I mean, we don't need a blade.
But I'm nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
A knife? What are you talking about? I don't have a knife. Where would I keep a knife?
I mean, you kept a knife in your sleeves last time, so...
And why would I stab you to death? I don't know you. You haven't given me a reason to stab you to death. It would be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
Okay, I could have sworn we didn't mention stabbing anyone to death. Sounds like she's really out for blood. Fortunately for you, she isn't armed.
Yeah, but I'm a little worried she's gotta get bored soon. Let's see. Prove you don't have a knife.
It would be so much easier to prove that I do have a sharp object. I could just show it to you, but I don't have one, so I can't.
The princess smiles as she pulls her hands from behind her back.
Golly, even like the sides of her silhouette are kind of sharp.
But look at this! Hands! Hands that don't have anything in them to stab you with!
Her smile stretches into an even wider grin as she shakes her sleeves.
Oh.
And empty sleeves, too! Look at how
Oh.
few stabbing implements I have. It's practically zero.
Can't you just say it is zero? But what if you're hiding it somewhere secret?
I've shown you all of my hiding spots. What kind of princess do you think I am? I would never hide something sharp somewhere secret. Wait, that sounds like I'm lying, but I'm actually not. My secret zones are for me, only they have nothing to do with you or my intention to not stab you to death the second you get close to me.
Her smile drops for a moment, her expression sharp and flat.
I assure you, there's nothing hidden there.
Hidden where?
I'm inclined to believe her on that one. She seems serious.
Of course, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't have something hidden somewhere. We know for a fact she's armed.
That's so rude of you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you. How would you like it if I did that, huh?
No.
Silly little Birdface thinks he's so serious coming down here but doesn't know anything. He doesn't even have a knife for stabbing.
I mean, you calling me Birdface does kind of help, in that it confirms that I'm a bird. You know, we don't have a lot of information, so any information's good information.
I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're ready to deal with her?
I don't know, as long as this can go.
We're clearly still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance. Oh, I'm sorry, do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now?
Yeah.
You're acting like you are.
My entire world is at risk.
Then maybe you could act a little nicer for the people saving your world. No offense.
Then maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way.
Agreed.
No, I have my dignity. Fine, then we'll continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
Yep. I mean, we're out here, defeating the princess and all that, but, doesn't mean we have to be nice to the narrator. Let's see. Sure, I'm getting to my breaking point, but, I'm not gonna retrieve the knife, but I'm fine with turning around and leaving.
It's boring if you leave.
She's bored?
Okay.
That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. She's... Shit. In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion. So I guess she did have a knife of her own after all.
Does that mean we get to say I told you so?
How conciliatory of you. We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to do?
I mean, we could do what we planned on doing and just running for it.
At least we're safe here. She's still in chains. And those chains stop her from continuing her advance, at least for a moment.
See, even the shadows of her legs are jagged. That's so cool.
She looks down at them with something between annoyance and confusion.
Oh yeah, again, gore warning.
And then she slices through her arm.
Okay, maybe we aren't safe here.
She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace.
Sorry.
That won't stop us from trying. Run, 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 run!
Let's go.
You sprint for the stairs, but I wasn't exaggerating when I said she was running at you with a terrifying speed you couldn't hope to outpace.
Couldn't you have, lied and said she was slow or something? Just pretend we have a chance.
We don't make it, do we?
No. You feel her blade in your back before you make it to the first stair.
I'm I'm going to kill you now.
And with a squelch, she does just that.
Cool.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
No way out.
You're on a path in the woods. No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin.
Yes, let's go.
You're what? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do? I feel dizzy.
Let's go.
Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now?
I do. I still hold all the cards, I'm pretty sure.
Who cares about cards? You're all acting like this is about winning and losing, while this is actually about having fun.
I mean, this is about winning. We plan on winning.
How can you care about having fun at a time like this? There is someone or something out there pulling the strings, and we're all just puppets until we can figure out how to see them. But what if that someone is us, eh? Wouldn't that be neat?
Yeah, that's positive thinking there. That's how we'll defeat the princess.
If we were the ones pulling the strings, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have died twice already. Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times? This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realise that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right?
See, another interesting thing with this game kind of purposely pits you against the narrator, and that we don't see a world get destroyed. We don't see any of that. So it's all very distant to us, even if it feels super real for him.
That can't be right. That's too much responsibility. It's only too much responsibility if these worlds are real.
Exactly. We don't see these worlds disappear.
Let's just stay focused, shall we?
If you want.
The only furniture of note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. And then, we throw it out the window.
Yes. Yes. This is the strat. This is the strat.
What?
We got this.
That blade is the only edge we have. We are not. Too late, because we already did it, didn't we?
Yeah. We don't need it. Okay, we still have it.
Unfortunately for the rest of you, and for
now it's
me,
gone.
and for the sake of the world, yes.
We aren't working to match her. We're working to best her.
That is horribly unfair. He shouldn't be allowed to just do things like that.
You just did a thing.
You were the one who made us pick it up. See? You're not the only one who can figure out how to do things. What's done is done. I suggest you make the best of it. Oh, is this how things are going to be now? All of us vying over a single body? Fine. See this corner? It's mine. And I'd better not see any of you trying to invade my personal space.
What? Do they get the arm and then you get like one of the legs or something?
So? Are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to? I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there?
I mean, even if Amir's in the way, it's not like it's technically a fit to the wall. Could be just like Amir that you just push out of the way or pick up.
You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right?
Maybe the mirror's a door.
But there isn't a door, it's just that mirror again. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore.
I'm a bird person with multiple voices in my head. I think seeing Amir's the least of my problems.
We can see our reality just fine. Why should we trust his?
Fair point.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it. Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess. You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open. And the mirror's gone. How surprising. I can't say I was particularly invested in looking at it before, but now I really want to see what's in it. If it's so keen on hiding from us, whatever it has must be real good.
I mean, you say that, but, you know.
It feels like it's hiding something from us. It's part of the big picture. I just know it. That's why it's being kept from us. Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just
Let's go.
stay focused and you'll be fine.
Yeah, we got this.
You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
As your body tumbles onto the basement landing, the form of the princess comes into view, Riley smiling at you from a distance.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore.
Cool.
And you still don't have a weapon. That's funny! That's a joke! I'm going to kill you now.
Yes, that was extremely silly of whoever did that. Probably a bad idea.
No, it's a great idea. We don't need it. We got this.
That was you. I know, I'm just trying to add some levity to this. Well, since all of this was your idea, how about you figure out how to get us out of it? Oh, guys like us don't get to make any decisions. You should know that.
Yeah. That's my job.
I decided to pick up that blade, and you decided to throw it out the window.
And now it's my turn to decide. Unless, the hero or paranoid wants to give it a shot.
I take it back. Having my own corner clearly isn't working because I can still hear you three yelling at each other. She's going to kill us again, you know. Especially if we keep fighting with ourselves. We need to get rid of our thoughts.
Okay, that's really funny because, that might, end up being our end goal. Okay.
Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
You gotta do some work.
Alright, I'm out of ideas. What we doing?
So, naturally there's only one option to this.
Now that is an interesting move.
Yeah, and it's the only option I'm gonna do.
Interesting? It's disgusting. No, don't try romancing the princess. She wants to kill you. She's going to end the world if you don't stop her.
I mean, we'll stop her, but it doesn't hurt to flirt a little bit along the way.
Yeah, do we have to flirt with the murderous monster? Of course we do! I'm into it, the one making the decisions is into it. Are you not? I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, undecided.
I could go either way, honestly.
Another undecided.
Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll throw her off. I know I'd be thrown off if she started flirting with us.
Hey, okay, that sounds like a good consensus.
Yeah, because you'd be into it. No comment.
I love how, another fun thing is the majority of the princesses, regardless of how bad things get, they genuinely like us. So only one option. Give her the look.
The look. Yeah, the best flirts know how to flirt without saying anything. We just have to let her know, right?
Yeah.
You flash the princess the look.
Oh, skip button. isn't there again. Or isn't available. Oh. I guess I've never gotten the, golly, the contrarian and the paranoid. I must have gotten the contrarian and, like, the skeptic, or something like that.
And a rosy blush rushes to the princess's cheeks as she breaks into a wide grin. Unbelievable.
Oh, is that how it is? Yeah, okay, I feel that. I like you too. Neat.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Oh, be damned, this is actually going to work, isn't it?
I mean, it isn't, but, you know, it's a fun moment.
Still going to kill you. But now we can both enjoy a mutual romantic subtext to the murder.
Sounds good.
Or not.
Golly.
Is anything going to work with her? She's so single-minded. It's like, whatever we do, it's always going to end exactly the same. Blush still glowing in her cheeks, the princess closes the distance between you and skewers you. Ow. What worthwhile romance doesn't hurt at least a little bit? What matters is that she likes us. She's even said as much.
I mean, that's an important part.
Oh, a new one of us.
Welcome.
I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die?
I guess, kinda.
We'd know if we died. Right? You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you? We're dead, aren't we? We're dead. How long have we been dead? Have we been dead the whole time?
Now that would be a twist.
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
This is 4?
I don't actually know how to answer that question. I think he means how many times have we died. Yes, that. Oh, I've lost count, to be honest.
I haven't. It's 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
Thank you.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her. We'll win her heart eventually.
Come on, show me something new.
Yeah, let's fight her. We can parry those blades. It doesn't work, and she kills you again and again, and again and again and again. Your memory blurs as your consciousness leaps from life to life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires.
We just have to hit her harder. She skewers you. Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. What's the point? It's all the same. She skewers you.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet. You gotta keep going.
More noise isn't helping. It's just making it harder to focus. Just keep dodging. Just keep dodging. Just keep dodging. She skewers you.
What's the point of avoiding me if you're not going to fight?
It doesn't matter how many times this takes. We can't give up.
Yeah, we got this.
We don't even have a weapon.
We don't need a weapon.
Yeah, some clod threw it out the window. Again, that was you. No, I was just the clod who suggested it. And if I knew we'd be stuck here forever, I wouldn't have done that. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
See? We lasted a little longer. Barely. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason. She skewers you.
You're getting a little tired there, narrator.
We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time. Fine. One last time. None of this is working. Think. Think.
She skewers you.
And then everything goes dark, and you die.
Sounds like a plan. The empty cup. This is where we win.
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here.
Let's go.
No steel claw, though.
Don't need it.
Was tossing it the only thing we've done that was permanent? That's a sick joke, Universe. A sick, sick joke.
It's permanent because we don't need it. We don't need it.
If
We
it's
got
gone
this.
for good, then maybe we never actually needed it.
Yes.
That's what I've been telling you all. We can do this without it. We're tougher than steel. Yeah, mind over matter.
Yes.
Who
Let's
needs
go.
violence when you have love?
That's a good thought.
Who needs love when you've mastered yourself?
That's also a nice thought.
Who needs anything when we don't matter?
I mean, you know, nothing matters, and I guess, in a way, we're kind of nothing.
Well, boys, are we ready?
Yes.
There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them? Yeah, leave it to the pros.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover.
Now I want a D&D campaign. Like, I've only played D&D like once, but I would love a campaign where several people just control the same person. I feel like you could do a lot of fun things with that.
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only it's more of a slide. We know. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs, or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this. Don't care, just want to see how this ends.
Yes, let's go.
Fine, you make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it?
Oh yeah. Definite gore warning for this.
I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
All right. Narrator, you are free to do your job. Go ahead and do it.
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now?
Yes.
Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. And then it erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Yeah, your defeat.
Holy shit! She's gorgeous.
Absolutely divine.
Yes, behold, the perfect woman.
Oh, golly.
Do you think we can throw her out the window?
Yes, let's go for it.
That looked painful. How is she still alive? Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. I'd say we bow down to her right now if that had ever even slightly worked for us. This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
Well, existing hates us.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
Time for us to win.
What just happened? It's so quiet.
Him too. Capitalized him.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You should, because I never needed the blade. You do not act as the princess approaches, instead allowing her to crash against your form. And yet, there's seemingly nothing for her to crash against. Again and again, she swings at you, but there never really was a you to swing at.
This worked before. I was able to make you dead before.
Ah, but you can't destroy nothing. She swings again, and this time she hits something, or something hits her. She looks down in confused terror as her arm bends and folds upon itself.
Did you do that? It's funny if you did. You're nothing. You've done nothing to me, and I've done so much to you, and that's who we are. But it's like you're nothing now. You can't be nothing. If you're nothing, then what am I? Am I nothing too? No, I'm the one who hurts you.
No, no, no. She hurls herself at you, but as she does, her metal body bends outward, the very contact with you, what you are, repelling her to the point of destruction. The din of shrieking metal subsides, and something small and delicate falls into your hand. It's her heart. It beats gently, calmly in your palm. Not another word is spoken. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. Okay, so this is one of my favorite endings for a few reasons. First of all, it's one of the few moments where you actually get to scare the princess rather than her scaring you. For most of the princesses, like, they're tougher than you, or for example, they're like something like a ghost or something that's very hard for you to fight in the first place. Like here, you didn't even need a blade and you won. And then I'll refer back to this moment, like a few more reasons why I like this, when I get to like a few things that she says. Specifically, the thing about you being nothing. That's gonna come up in some of the later conversations, or maybe even this one right here. Approach the mirror. You do so. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach towards the glass. It's time for you to see what's in it. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Okay. Are you the same being as before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, But every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Everything you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a straight, single answer? Would you kindly?
I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions.
I mean, words seem fine for my character, even though we're kind of the same.
The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
How does it feel to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection.
Because you currently don't have eyes to close.
Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together.
Okay, so I guess I will get to talk about another reason why I like this ending.
It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
I guess I might as well. Oh. Okay, I'll talk about it anyways. So, you know how she's talked about contradictions? It's also interesting because, well, how that ending ended is that we are also a contradiction. Even though we're something, the concept of nothing is clearly very important to our character. Even though nothing is the opposite of something. You know, at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm gonna kill you, right?
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
Ooh, I wonder if they're adding that in the pristine cut. An ending where the princess kills you. That'd be interesting.
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
Fair enough. When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before? You can attempt to, a few times.
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Do you got any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is sharp and single-minded. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for an indomitable heart.
I mean, she's also pretty funny.
Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
Okay. You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Why?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Well, I haven't exactly been nice to you. What do you want me to bring you next time? I mean, I won't honor that wish, but, you know, be nice to know.
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. Do not worry. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
So, you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
Which is very interesting, because a lot of the vessels, obviously not all the vessels that we're going to collect throughout this playthrough, but a lot of the vessels are very dominant, but it's always up to the player to kind of react to things and to like actually meet the princess and like actually have thoughts about the princess so that she can actually change and grow. I mean, I guess that's a lie, but considering what we're doing, but yeah.
The vessels are a weave of emotion at odds with themselves, but they are only perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before.
Okay.
I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Okay, I guess at this point, let's go back.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. The hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and save. So, this is a good stopping point. We'll continue on to do 2 more princesses, and then the last video will be the last princess plus the, 2 of the endings that I'm planning on aiming towards after all this. Thank you so much for watching. If at the end of this playthrough there are certain princesses you want me to explore, or if you want me to even play the pristine cut when it comes out, then let me know. I'll see you guys in the next video, and yeah, bye.